I think when you can do that, I think that's where the healing comes. I think that's where the medicine exists. The medicine exists in the release of the suffering. The medicine is allowing yourself to feel the fullness of what existed with that person, and to not have to shut anything down or close anything down because the people around you can't handle it. I think actually it's almost like an assault when others want you to deny how you feel because they can't handle it. It's actually painful. Or you have people who say, well, don't think about anything that's bad. Just remember the good times. I have no idea how to do that. I just remember. Good, bad, in between. Luckily, I have many more good memories with my loved ones that have passed than bad ones. And maybe it's how your mind works. Maybe you start to sort and whatever was most meaningful is what remains. That's powerful, I think. I think that's sort of extraordinary, isn't it? So, I don't know. I feel bad, about people that I've tried to comfort in the past. And I think about when they've lost someone, I think about whether or not I really was able, did I really have the capacity to be present for them? I mean, I think that's all we need when we're grieving and we want to share or talk about the person that we've lost or remember them, is not for someone to say, remember the good times, or, this too will pass, or, time will heal. I think all we have to do is just be there with someone in that moment. Hold space with them in that moment. Space that says, I'm here. I'm here. I want to hear. I want to hear what you have to share about this person. I have space. I have time. And then you empty yourself out. You empty yourself out. And I think that is the medicine. That is the medicine to speak from your heart. To speak from your heart about the way you love someone, about the way you felt that they loved you, or the way they didn't love you. To speak about what you experienced with them, what you noticed about them, what you observed about them, what you saw in them, what they saw in you. Oh, well, it's been, 5 years, or it's been 10 years, or it's been 2 years, or it's been 6 months. My big discovery with grief is that, yes, there's this kind of intensity that you feel when you've just lost someone. And yes, there are these phases, this denial and anger. For me, I felt a great deal of guilt with my mother of how she passed, and not being able to be there with her. I felt guilt about things I had done in the past as a child or as a teenager, as a young adult. In terms of our relationship, I didn't understand some of the things that she sacrificed until she died. And so there were a lot of things, but there's also this new birth in grief that is about learning to live without that person, learning to live your life without that person, so much that it becomes a new life. And whatever expectations and commitments and levels of responsibility or accountabilities that you had to one another, all those things disappear in grief, in death. All those things disappear. And one has to examine oneself. One has to ask, what do you put in the place where they were? And who are you now that they are gone? So I mean, I don't have any answers. I just think that we should be allowed to feel what we feel.